Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I put together this everyday office makeup look. We're busy in the mornings. We don't have a lot of time, and so I want to show you how I put this together. It's products that are easy, not only for every day, they're foolproof. They're going to look good in natural daylight when you're out and about for work every day. But also, they also travel really well. They're very small palettes, so if you're interested in seeing what I used and how I put this look together, let's go ahead and get into it. A lot of people are back to work. I know I am, and I'm in the office every day. I also have very long days, and for the most part, I'm not sitting there and fiddling with my makeup for an hour and a half every morning. And so I wanted to show you what my everyday office makeup look looks like. And the reason why is sometimes I have sat there and done my makeup beautifully, but I get ready very early in the morning, studio lights are on and everything. And when I go outside, I'm like, gosh, damn, I have so much makeup on. This does not look good in person. And so that's why I thought, let me show them exactly what products to use, why I use those products so that we get this really pretty everyday look. Okay, so I get up really early in the morning. So a lot of the times I'll either do like a depuffing jade roller or I'll put these on. I'll just tell you what they are. They're the Peter Thomas Roth Firm X Collagen Hydrogel eye patches. I'll do them sometimes at night, sometimes in the morning, but it really does a good job of depuffing under the eyes. I usually will put it on after my skincare as I'm doing my eyebrows. I thought I'd keep the eyebrows out of this video. I have a full dedicated video, and I also have a TikTok and an Instagram reel that you can go watch. I'll link them down below, but I just wanted to leave it out of here. Now, I work a sales position. I also am a manager in the office, and so I do like to look put together every single day. There's not a day that I go to work without makeup. This is a look that is very quick for me to put together. I'm not running late in the mornings. I'm a morning person, so I'm pretty disciplined in that way, so I get up with enough time to do what I need to do, but I also don't want to spend an hour and a half doing my makeup in the mornings. The products will be linked in the description box below if they're still available. If they're not, I'll list that as well. Those links are affiliate, which means that if you use them, I do make a small commission. It's free to use them, just a convenience for you there, but I just wanted to disclose that. It does help support my channel, so thank you for that. Okay, so I start with those eye patches that I just showed you. Another thing that I wanted to just take like 2 seconds to talk about, because I watched like maybe 10 of these videos before I filmed today, and some of them are years old, others are a little more recent, and in almost all the videos they talk about like how they prep for makeup and they talk about the moisturizer, but nobody talks about sunscreen, you guys. And so I just wanted to make it a point to let you know I go absolutely nowhere 7 days a week without sunscreen. And I have found some sunscreens that work really well under makeup, and so I will pop them up here and link them down below. The one that I'm really loving right now is the Color Science one. It's an SPF 50 and it looks gorgeous under makeup. It's very thin. But you guys, when watching these videos, please keep in mind, if you're leaving the house, wear your sunscreen no matter what. Okay, so the first thing that I do after I do my eyebrows is I go in with my primer. The reason that I do that is because I want it to set as I'm doing my eyeshadow. So the primer that I'm going to be using today is the Milk Makeup. This is the blurring primer, and I start in the middle of the face. And that way, as I do my eyeshadow, since I'm not really doing an intricate eye look or anything like that, it's giving my primer a little bit of time to set. This is a really nice primer, but of course my holy grail is the Hourglass Vanish Primer. I'm all out, but I did order one, so it's coming. Okay, next, just because it's going to be an everyday easy eye look doesn't mean that we can't make it pretty or fun. It's still going to take just a short amount of time to do it, so I pulled out some options that I love. The first one that I like for every day is the Tom Ford Body Heat. It's a quad, pretty popular as well. It's a good everyday palette. It's neutral, but it has a little bit of shimmer there. All of these are in the wet dry formula, so if you want it more payoff, this is a staple and a go-to for me for an easy everyday look. If you want something simple and classy, but maybe not so brown, one of my go-tos and favorites, I mean, it's been beaten up pretty badly, is the Viseart, the Paris Edit. And what I like about it, although it's pretty neutral, it does have like those purple hues and tones, and it does have a really nice shimmer there that's really, really easy to just get on the finger and pop on right away. So this one is pretty, it's everyday, but it's got those purple hues that look really well with brown eyes. So I do like this one. For a more affordable option, one that I'm absolutely loving, you guys, I talked about it on my new makeup releases. It's going to be this LA Girl palette. This one is in the Color Story Downplay. And I mean, I think it was like $8.99 or something, but look at these colors. The formula is absolutely incredible. The shimmers, the mattes, everything blends out so easily. This is the perfect everyday little palette. And the last one that I want to show you, and the one that I want to use today, is going to be the Suku 2020 Holiday Palette. I don't think this is available, but I'll link something comparable with Suku. It took me a while to get on with these shades to really learn how they worked. It's in that Baked Gelée formula, but I love going in with those two and with a shimmer, or even with this purple one here. And with the champagne shimmer, this peach one really reminds me of the peach that's in the new Lisa Eldridge palette. And so all of these are really good everyday shades. So my everyday look has to be easy. It has to be tones that I know go well together. I can't sit there and think about the color story. So I will just go ahead and start with this peachy color here. Just a warm toned brown. Going in with my Sonia G Jumbo Blender. And do you see what I mean? It just has to be shades that, like, you pop them on and you know that they're just going to immediately give you what you need. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this dark chocolate brown. Yep, you guessed it. It has to be easy. I'm grabbing a fluffy brush and saturating the product. And I like to deepen up the outer V, or the outer corner. Do you see how easy that is? Done. Because I'm going for every day, I always like to pop a shimmer right on my lid. The reason that I like to do that actually is because I have textured lids. I'm getting older. And so when you pop a shimmer or something soft with a little bit of pearlescence in it, it's going to be flattering on the lids most of the time. All of the palettes that I've shown you today look extremely flattering on textured older lids. And so I'm going to go ahead and go in with this shimmer here. I always use my finger. I know some of you guys don't like to do that, but it's the easiest thing. Again, I'm not in a rush, but I am trying to get out of the house rather quickly, so this is what works for me. See how pretty that looks? Now, it did skip a little bit there on the outside because, again, I have textured lids, so no worries. I grab the same brush and I just make sure to blend it out. Now, one thing that I like to do almost every single day is use an eyeliner. And the reason that I like to do that is whether I decide to use eyeshadow or not, which most of the time I am using a very simple eyeshadow like this. I like the eyeliner because it's early in the morning. I'm going to be at the office early in the morning, and I feel like a black eyeliner on the top, even if it's just understated, it just brightens up your eye. It makes you look awake and put together and ready. And also, I feel like a black liquid eyeliner, maybe I'm old school, it just looks really good with an understated eye like this. So I like this one from Sephora. I always recommend using a brush tip. It's easier to get through the ridges and the texture on your eyelids. And that's it. I mean, it's super, super simple. If you're not really good at doing your liquid eyeliner, use a shadow. Use a dark brown shadow or a black shadow. And use something like these two brushes, the tiny black one. This one's from Refer. It's from the new brush bundle. Or the BK Beauty. This is in the 208. These two are really fine, really thin. And they'll create a little eyeliner wing just like this, and it's a lot easier and smoother because it's eyeshadow. Now, my eyeliner came out a little longer than I wanted it to. I mean, this happens, you guys. It's 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting ready and trying to run out the door. And even though I'm kind of an expert at my liquid eyeliner, sometimes one gets longer than the other, or the other, whatever, and it ends up longer than what I expected. The reason why I think that's okay is because we're not going with a bold eye. It's a very easy eye, so it's still not going to look as crazy as if we had crazy colorful eye, which I will do. I mean, let's just be honest. You guys know this. I wear color to work, but this is my easy everyday office look. Okay, the next thing to keep in mind when doing your makeup for everyday office is pick a foundation that's skin-like. Pick a foundation that is not full coverage if you can help it at all. If you like full coverage or you need full coverage, that's a different story. But for in the office everyday makeup, it should be something light that gives you the coverage that you need, but that still lets your skin poke through. So the one that I've been loving, and this is this one by Ilia. It's not a new foundation, but it's actually new to me. It's called the True Skin Serum Foundation. It has niacinamide, allantoin, and aloe infused. And my sister was the one that told me about this. She kept going on and on about how skin-like it was. And so that's something that stands out to me because I've noticed this before where I just get done with a lunch or whatever, and then I go in the car and I look in the mirror and I'm like, holy shit, like my makeup is so cakey, so thick, or even if it's not cakey, just very, very made up. And in like sunlight, daylight, if you're eating lunch on the patio, whatever, it's not flattering, you guys. And so we want something skin-like. And so the one that, again, that I've been liking is this one from Ilia. I'm in the shade SF5 Selena. If you look in the description box below, kind of towards the bottom of the description box, I have listed a bunch of other foundations that are pretty popular and what my shade is in those. So if you're looking for shade reference, look at those. So you see that it's kind of watery. I've really been a fan of the face brushes lately. I used to only do like sponges, and I'll give you my next tip for your foundation looking good in the office, but I do start with a brush. I go in really light layers and I just kind of work through it. Because it's light, it's not going to take very long to spread out. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a little bit, you know I'm obsessed with foundations and complexion products, you guys. So let me know down below in the description box, like, what is your daily, like, everyday foundation that you feel is just foolproof for you, works well, doesn't cake up, looks natural enough? Let me know. I do have a little bit of redness, so I do like to build it up in these areas. Okay, so even though that looks really skin-like, really thin, really pretty, to make it even more skin-like, I always like to go in with a sponge and press it in. I want it to look as skin-like as possible so that if you're going out to lunch with your coworkers, if you're taking a walk during break time and they glance over at you, you don't look makeup-y, you don't look cakey. Okay, so that looks pretty, even though it's really light, and you can still kind of see my redness come through a little bit. It just looks so natural. For concealer, during the weekend, if I'm doing some crazy eye look, or even when I'm doing more makeup, I don't worry about a corrector, but during the week, I do like to go in with a corrector. This is the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade 2 medium. And the reason that I like to do that is because I'm gonna go in with a lighter concealer, nothing too full coverage or heavy. And so this helps so that I don't have to use as much concealer. I always like it in editing when I'm like cutting the video down and I see the difference. Look at the difference. This is with corrector, this is without. Crazy, right? It's almost like you don't need concealer, but I'm gonna do concealer. Look at how pretty that looks. It's like all my bad decisions, all my bad experiences, all my bad years, just poof, gone. Love it, love that product. So a really light everyday concealer that I like, although we already know the Lancome is my holy grail, but an everyday that's really light and pretty is the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer. I don't think it's full coverage, guys, which is why I like to use it. And I will just do a little here, maybe a little in here, and then I'll lift here. I always like to do a little bit here as well. It's just a habit. I will let the concealer just set for a minute under my eyes. I just feel like it blends out nicer, it stays put, but I take my concealer from other areas and start blending that out. Okay, it's been about a minute or two, and so now I'm going to start blending it out. And I just wanted to ask, did anybody pick up this new Rephr brush bundle? Oh my god, you guys, it's so good. I know they said that this Rephr 36 was like a shadow brush, but who are we kidding? It has the same shape as the BK Beauty, and it's natural haired for everybody that loves natural haired brushes, and it's just so effective for your concealer. It's that same shape. Love it. Do you see how nice and easy that was? I'm just saying, like, I would try it, you guys. I would try it. You're using less product because of the corrector, and it just looks so nice. And, you know, during the week, I'm not really looking for full coverage anyway, so sometimes I'll go over it with my finger. I will still set it though. Definitely will, but look at how nice and natural that looks. So pretty. Okay, being at the office every day for me sometimes means very, very long days. Sometimes I'm in the office from like 8 to 4 and then I'm going straight to a happy hour till like 6 or 7. So I need my makeup to stay absolutely put. And so what I do for that is I'm always going to set my under eyes. I'm always going to set my face, you guys. I have combination oily skin during the winter and fall. In the summer, it's just straight up oily. So setting my face is an every single day routine. I set my under eye with the Pat McGrath yellow powder. I think it's such a beautiful powder and so natural and blurring. I just ordered another one during the Pat McGrath sale because yeah, it's one of those things you can't live without. So this looks pretty. But this looks prettier, right? It just looks so blurred, so good. I always will just use the same powder wherever I put concealer to set it. Okay, you guys by this point already know, but my Dior Powder No Powder, it's kind of an everyday thing for me. I will use the same little pocket velour puff and I'll set my entire face. Again, I have oily skin, combination oily right now, but I need it to last all day. And so that's why I set it. In addition to it setting my face perfectly with like a natural finish, it also just is so blurring and perfecting. I love this powder. I don't know why I haven't been able to find it at Sephora lately. It would like come in and out as like an available product. Now, lately, when I've had to link it in my videos, they only have it on the Dior site. So I'm not sure what that's about. It is a newer powder, so I don't think they're phasing it out at all, especially with how popular it is, but I don't know. Okay, that is so pretty. I know I look pasty right now, but we'll add some color back in. But I mean, look, you guys, I'm literally about to hit pan in there. That's how much I love and use this powder every single day. Okay, so when I think every day, I think convenience. I think smaller packaging, especially if I'm traveling for work, which I do. So this is the newest addition to my collection. This is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. This is in the universal one. And so I like to go in with this bronze blush, they call it. I am normally using this or my Dior 6N to set my cream bronzer, but this is like easy every day. And most people are not going to be sitting there, you know, like doing cream and powder bronzer. So look at that. So do not be fooled because it's very pigmented. However, even though it has a little bit of sheen, which is going to look very skin-like in person, it blends out really nicely. And I don't know, it just looks so perfecting on the skin. I use it, you guys, and I can't get over it. It's so pretty. So this took no time at all. I don't know if I was filming when I originally put it down, but it was like 2 seconds, you guys. I like it because it's got a little bit of a sheen. We went in with the bronze blush, but as you can see, like the payoff is crazy. It takes 2 seconds, which I love. And because of the sheen, even with my oily skin, it just looks so natural and pretty. I just love it. I don't have to think about it. I kind of go in there all reckless because it doesn't matter. It's just going to look good no matter what. So you see? And that's what I'm looking for. Like when I do easy everyday makeup, it has to be easy. It has to be foolproof. Okay, lately, and when I say lately, like the last 6 months or so, like highlighter is kind of not my thing. And so I love this one. This is the pinky one that you see in that palette. Because since I won't do highlighter, I'll do my blush and then I'll top it with this one. And I really love the healthy glow that it gives my skin. And again, like it's not going to give you like that highlighter, like boom in your face texture, highlighting type of highlighter. It's going to look very skin-like on the skin. The blush I'm going to go in with is the LYS cream blush. This is in the shade Unforgettable. It's such a good staple, like nude pink for every day. This blush on its own will last all day, you guys. And that's the one thing that I think is the most impressing thing about it. But when you set it with this Dior blush, it's not moving anywhere and it has that nice natural skin-like appearance. Look at how pretty that is. And yes, I am putting cream blush over my powder. I always do that. If you're using a good formula, it's not going to budge, you guys. It's going to look just fine. So I love blush. I tend to overdo it sometimes. So that's why if you saw, I start at the top here and kind of just go towards the back part of the face. It helps it look just a little more daytime appropriate. So that's what I do. So we look super nice, super natural. Not enough blush in my world, but it's okay because we're going to top it with this one. I like this brush, the Detail brush from Sonia G, and I just go in there lightly. And the reason that I like this thinner brush is because it's going to let me stay like right where I want it. It's not going to go everywhere. Oh my God, do you guys see that? It's like a nice blush topper, but not enhancing any texture, you guys. I'm kind of shocked that I hadn't tried this palette sooner because, again, I've been such a fan of the Dior Powder No Powder since, I mean, it's been about a year, but like this is just the same formula. It's gorgeous. Okay, so in my world, I could totally do more blush, but we're gonna leave it there because, again, it has to look good in person, but I am obsessed with this whole little combo and the palette. Okay, we're done. We're gonna set it. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury spray, duh. Using a setting spray every single day is going to help you if you have a really long day at the office or if you have a desk job. I know I do this, is I'll just kind of put my hands on my face sometimes, and this will help so that it doesn't like rub off weird in certain areas, especially around your chin. Also, if you have to wear masks, some companies still have their employees wear masks in the hallway, whatever. This will help secure your makeup. Okay, so I've talked about my crazy mascara combo. I do this every day. I don't care. It's not easy, but this is what I do, so I gotta keep it real. But it does help my mascara application go a lot faster because I don't have to sit there and build. But I start with a lash primer. This is from Essence. It is literally like $4.99, you guys, and it's so good. Next, I go in with my Elia mascara. I like this one because it's got like a nice little brush on one side that helps build from the root. And I just kind of build it. I don't sit here and go through it over and over and over again. I will start at the base, work my way up. Then I will switch the little brush to build some volume and length. And that's it. Then again, because I don't want it to take 10 million years, I go with my Charlotte Tilbury because it's really volumizing and thickening and black. And then I go in and I add a second layer. And that's it. I'm done. And here is the final look. It looks so skin-like, you guys, so pretty. And more importantly, it looks like that in person without studio lights, in the sunlight. Everything is so light. I love how this looks. This is a really good, I mean, it's not like glam, but it's kind of like, you know, very well put together. It looks good. These are products that are foolproof, products that you can take traveling with you in a bag and everything's going to fit. You don't have big palettes or anything like that. And I just think it looks so pretty. Now, I know some of you guys, I don't know if it's available, but if it is, I'll link it. Some of you might be annoyed that I use such an old palette, but I think that's my point. My point is go with something easy. Go with something every day. Honestly, you guys. Okay, let me not get too crazy because I love my luxury beauty. But honestly, I would recommend the LA Girl palette or the Body Heat from Tom Ford. Both of these are amazing and they look so good, just like this one. So don't be mad at me if it's not available. I'm telling you guys. I also love like a very simple eye with the eyeliner and then like rosy cheeks. I think that looks really pretty too. And it looks put together, but still natural. So anyway, all of the products will be linked down below. I hope you liked it. I love my color shadow, but this is such a pretty, clean, natural, but put together look. And I love this too. Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know if you have some go-to everyday products for a beat like this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.